Where a dream takes place is very key in understanding any dream. Greetings. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Awakening. This week we're going to focus more on dreams and more on the universal language of mind. And to learn more about those two individually, check out my video on dreams, what do they mean? Today we're going to focus on the symbol of places, where a dream is occurring at. Is it inside or is it outside? Is it in a house? Is it in a hotel? Is it in a hospital? Where is the dream happening? Is it in a park? Is it on the ocean? Is it where is it? Throughout every dream, there is a place where you are existing. And so it's a very important symbol. And it has much importance to the interpretation of the dream. Because in the universal language of mind, every place in a dream will represent the place where you exist within your mind, or your state of mind, or your frame of mind. And so consciousness is dual and it has two parts. And one of those two parts is the state of consciousness, or your state of mind. And the place within a dream will shed light on this part of your consciousness. So a house is where you are existing, and it has different rooms and different levels, just like any state of mind. It has different areas within the state of mind. For example, when you're at work, you're in a very productive state of mind. And within that productive state of mind, there are different areas and aspects to that state of mind. Some parts of that state of mind is about efficiency. Some parts of that state of mind is about communication. Some parts of that state of mind is about follow through. And so within any state of mind, there are different rooms or different parts and aspects to each state of mind. And speaking of work, this is often why a lot of people have a dream about being at work. Like I remember when I was a server, I used to have dreams about work all the time. I'd go to work, and from the beginning of lunch to the end of dinner, work a double shift, and then go to sleep that night and have a dream about work, and then wake up the next day and go back to work and work another double shift. It was really a nightmare, really. You think you're working 40 hours a week, but you're working 80. It feels like. But the thing about this dream is doing is it was showing me ways I could be more productive, because it was showing me the way I was using my mind while I was at work. So I'd be at work, I'd have a busy day, but nothing outrageous, but it would be hectic within my mind. And so then I would go to sleep that night, and it would be hectic within work that day. So at night when I went to sleep, I would go out and there'd be no one there. One person sit down in my section, they ask me for a drink. I go back, make their drink, come back out, and the whole restaurant's full, and I'm the only one server, and everyone's waiting on their food. And I'm just wondering how this happened. How did everything become so hectic and chaotic? Well, in the moment in the day before, there was a time while I'm being productive that everything just went to shit. And so I'm no longer being productive, and in my mind, everything is chaotic and hectic, and I'm needing to be 10 places at once, whereas my dream is just trying to show me different ways how I need to address the way I'm being productive within my state of mind. So another place that people often dream about is school, being at school. A school will reflect a learning state of mind, a state of mind of learning, and more accurately, learning from life. So if you're willing to learn from life, or if you are learning from life, if there's a lesson that life has for you, you might have a dream about being at school. I've taught many people who would often have dreams of being back at elementary school or back at high school, that they've already graduated from, but they're back there having to take a test. And that's just symbolizing that life is handing you a lesson that you previously had the opportunity to learn, but you need to retake this life lesson, this life test. And hospital is all about healing. And so it'll be about state of mind, about healing, wanting to become more whole, not necessarily just healing physically, but also emotionally and mentally. If you're thinking of these things or having, curious about how you can become better or greater or more whole the day before, then you might have a dream about being in a hospital that night. Or if you do have a dream about being in a hospital at night, then reflect the day before when you were having these types of healing or whole thoughts. So 3 other buildings that I'd like to talk about right now are hotels, malls, and apartment buildings. Now these will have a little different state of mind because they house lots of people. And so it will reflect a universal state of mind, the part of mind that works and is connected with all other minds. I'm sure by now in this day and age, every one of you has had a moment where you think of someone and you look at your phone and they just text you or they're calling you. That is a time when you have received their thought that they're wanting to contact and communicate with you. So you think of them because you're feeling their thought, and you look and they're communicating. So that is a experience of universal mind, of being connected, even though you're not physically close. And so malls, hotels, apartment buildings will reflect that state of mind, that state of mind of being connected with everyone else. Because apartment buildings are lots of small rooms where individuals stay that are all connected together, and same with hotels. And malls have lots of different shops that come and connect together, where lots of people go and buy things from. Another thing about places that a lot of people often dream of is where a place will be destroyed. They will be in a city and the whole city is destroyed, or they'll be walking to a house and the house is destroyed. And that's just reflecting where one state of mind is no longer functioning and has broken down. And oftentimes with a dream like that, it'll progress to where there's more construction. I had one student once who, he started out where this atomic bomb blew up this whole city. And then, he went back later and the city is destroyed. And then he went back later in different dreams and there's construction going on in this city. And so it's about how this old way of thinking has just expanded and blew up, and everything is destroyed. The old way of thinking is completely destroyed, and that makes room for new thoughts, new ways of thinking, new mental attitudes, new patterns in thought. And then that begins to become constructed until a new city is built, until a new way of thinking is built. And so most houses in a dream that you experience will probably have like 3 floors. The first floor will symbolize the conscious mind. The second floor will symbolize the subconscious mind. And the third floor, or the attic, will symbolize the superconscious mind. And I had a dream once that kind of portrays this shift in levels of mind. And so like I said in the video about people of the same sex will symbolize conscious aspects, and people of the opposite sex will symbolize subconscious aspects. And so I had a dream once where there was this guy who was in life he's just a reckless guy. And he was, he had a gun, he was threatening people, and we all ran upstairs. And so when I went upstairs, I looked over a balcony and he was coming up the stairs, and now his voice turned into this woman I knew who was also, she just was wild and reckless lifestyle. And she was him now and coming up and looking for us. And so as I transitioned into the subconscious mind from the first floor to the second floor, that aspect also transitioned into the aspect of the subconscious. And so this dream early on really helped me to see the shift between conscious and subconscious mind. And so a lot of the places that I've been talking about so far have been indoors. But what about if the dream is occurring outdoors or outside? Then it will be reflecting the external environment, the things within your life that are outside of you. So most of the dream is speaking of aspects within yourself, thoughts that you're having and occurring, and the outdoors will be mostly speaking to your external environment, how you interact with the things around you and the people around you, and your thoughts towards that. So this concludes this week's episode. I hope you learned something. Hope this video helps you to understand your dreams, which will help you to understand yourself in deeper ways. Remember to always write down your dreams. That way you can remember as much detail and go back and look at them later. Kind of be a way to examine the growth and evolution of your consciousness. And feel free to subscribe to our channel. Check out more videos. Be up to date on upcoming videos. And if you like our page on Facebook, The Weekly Awakening. And as always, I leave you in peace.